Hello everyone, it's 999 Releases. I'm doing well, I hope y'all doing well. And this video is going to be another song deep dive, except this time it's on the song To the Grave. Now this is a really deep song, it's a really eerie song. It has a really dark tone to it, but this has been one of my favorite songs by him for a while. Because especially back when I used to be like struggling with addiction and everything, I would listen to this song and feel it like almost to my core type shit. Like it's just such a song that you can't relate to unless you're like going through the type of stuff. Well, you can, I guess, but it hits on a whole nother level if you like relate to what he's talking about, because it literally just speaks to you so deeply the way he describes it. So the first verse I want to go over is part of the chorus where he says, "I can feel it in my brain, I can feel it in my veins, perfect feelings all the way."
I can feel it in my brain, I can feel it in my veins, perfect feelings all the way.
And this is where obviously he was probably off pills when he made the song, and he's talking about just how he can feel it all over his body and how good the feeling is and how euphoric it is, because how it messes with your brain and everything, all the pills, it just makes you feel perfect. That's why it says perfect feelings all the way. He was just in his zone, just where he wanted to be, really, is what I believe. He was having just his little heaven type shit, because he obviously liked doing the pills. The people around him said they tried to do stuff to distract him from the pills, but at night it's just what he loved to do, and he would always just go back to it, and it would give him his perfect feeling, as he described. This next verse is, "It's a dark road that I've paved, taking narcos to the grave, feeling real good but not ashamed, but I still can't feel my face."
It's a dark road that I paved, taking narcos to the grave, feeling real good but not ashamed, but I still can't feel my face.
So this is obviously where he's talking about how he's acknowledging that he knows that he's messed up, like he's fucked up real bad, because he knows he's taken the dark road, which is the road of addiction and drug abuse and everything, which causes all kinds of different problems for you mentally, physically, and like with your social life and literally everything. Like Bibby talked about the times that he flew out to see Juice, and Juice would be having withdrawals and stuff, so he wouldn't even open the door to the hotel and all this different type of stuff. And we obviously know how drugs can affect you and what they can do to you and how they can change your personality and how they can make you feel like life isn't, well, not that it's not worth living, but it can make you feel like life is coming to an end and you just don't see the bigger picture. And he's talking about the dark road that he's paved, that he's taken himself down, which is down the road of drug addiction, and he's taken narcos to the grave, which is he's taking the drugs until he's dead in the grave, which he really did, and he's feeling real good but not ashamed, which is obviously because he's feeling good off the drugs, but he's not ashamed to talk about it. He acknowledges it completely. Obviously he lived it in his music, he knows what he's doing to himself, and he wasn't afraid to talk about it and express how it's affecting him. And the next verse is, "I know drugs are wrong, but I still take them just so I can shake those demons off me as I lay in the coffin."
I know drugs are wrong, but still I take them just so I can shake those demons off me as I lay in the coffin.
And this is a deep verse because he knows, like I said, he knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows that he's killing himself. He knows that he's on the wrong path, where he knew that he was on the wrong path and knew what he was doing to himself. But he says he takes the drugs just so he can shake the demons off me as he's laying in the coffin, like knowing he's going to die. So he's just laying in the coffin waiting to die, and metaphorically, obviously not literally, but he knows drugs are wrong, but he still takes them just to shake whatever demons he has and whatever anxiety he has, and to get it just to go away. And the next verse is, "If I don't pop these, then I won't be talking. Elephant in the room every time that I walk in."
If I don't pop these, then I won't be talking. The elephant in the room every time that I walk in.
So he's saying this, I guess, in a social way. If he doesn't pop those, then he won't be talking, because it's going to completely ruin his mood, and he won't feel like talking to anybody, and he just won't be in his zone. And I feel him on that, because back when I used to be struggling with my addiction, if I didn't take what I was taking, then I wouldn't want to be around anybody. I wouldn't feel like talking to anybody. I didn't want to do anything. I was always pissed the fuck off when I wouldn't be able to take them. It was like the whole world was collapsing. I would have to find anything to get it type shit. And I relate to him in that sense. If he doesn't get right, then he won't be talking. He doesn't want to fuck with anybody. He just wants to be alone, and he's just suffering, really. It's really just him suffering. And it's the elephant in the room every time that he walks in, because everybody knows that he's high as shit all the time. Or they knew that he was high as shit all the time. And then some of the people were enablers, and some of them tried to get him to stop or slow down, but obviously he wasn't going to, and he was in control of it, really, because he was buying all of it. He had the plugs on his phone. He knew where to get it. And even if they stopped, or even if they tried to get him to stop, he would either probably have just cut them off or just gone around it and done it in secret. And the people around him already said that he was doing it in secret and hiding how much he was really taking. They think he was taking around 20 Percocets per day, plus lean and everything. And that's how he died, because he was mixing everything, and he got the blood toxicity. And this next verse, in my opinion, is the deepest verse, and this is what really hit me to the core when I was listening to the song when I was at my worst. They tell me that it's easy to quit, funny coming from someone that's not dealing with it.
They tell me that it's easy to quit, funny coming from someone that's not dealing with it.
I had my friends, well, not really many people knew what I was going through except my closest friends. But I don't think they knew the extent to what I was going through and like what I was doing to myself. But my best friend, I was on the phone with him, and I just kind of told him what was going on and how it was, not to the full extent of what was going on, but I made it pretty clear how much I was struggling and what was going on. And whenever somebody would tell me, like, dude, just, like, quit, just stop, just such and such, it's like, you know what they're trying to say, but it's like, you feel like it's just not the same, because it's easy for somebody to talk when they've never experienced it or they don't know what you're going through. So it's easy for somebody to say quit, but it's easy for them to say it because they've never dealt with it, or they're not the ones dealing with it, all the anxiety that comes with it, or the withdrawals, and all the other stuff. Like, it's just overwhelming. And it's easy, like the line said, they tell me that it's easy to quit, funny coming from someone that's not dealing with it. So he's saying you can't tell somebody or boss somebody around and tell them that it's easy to quit, but when they don't know what you're actually going through type shit. And he explains it real well in this video clip.
You know, people through their dark times and shit is not the way people think. Like, so say somebody is addicted to Xanax, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that's never done Xanax can't sit there and point their finger at that motherfucker and be like, that's wrong, you stupid, stop, you a fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. You don't know what the fuck they went through as a child, what they, you know what I'm saying, if they got real bad anxiety, you don't know what the fuck they got going on. It takes somebody that then went through that shit. Exactly. Or somebody that's going through that shit.
Right.
Because, I mean, in the process of, I still got my struggle, so in the process of me helping somebody else, you feel me, God can show me where I need to go.
Right.
Like,
so you're just helping, you're just leading people to
exactly.
where you're trying to be.
And in the process, I'm growing with them type shit. I feel like that's the way you help people and get people out there, out any, like, most situations at least.
To sum it all up, To the Grave is one of my favorite songs. It's one of his deepest songs, and it's really just a really eerie song with a really dark tone. But it helped, I wouldn't say it helped me, but it got me through some of the times I was going through. And it was kind of like he was there with me, you know what I'm saying, through his music, because he knew what I was going through. But yeah, I'm going to be making more song deep dives. Tell me if y'all like this video. Leave a comment of what song I should deep dive. I got a whole list of songs that I'm going to do deep dives on, so I'm going to be pumping out these videos. But yeah, it's 999 releases, and I'm out.